What is up, everybody? Welcome to another fresh take. I got Vicky with me. How are you doing today, Vicky?
Hi, everybody. It's Vicky from Fangirl Review.
So, WandaVision, episode 4. Now, I actually am very thankful for this episode for one very important reason because it explains stuff. So, it explains stuff, and it actually does a good job of explaining how people that reformed after Endgame when they brought everybody back, how that chaos ensued. So I wanted to get your thoughts on that, Vicky, first. Like the way they showed her reforming in the hospital, I thought that was actually really cool. They would never been able to do that on regular television, but I thought that was actually really cool how they showed her reforming and then how crazy everything got.
Well, yeah, because people snapped away. In particles and went away, and then you didn't show people poof back. So it's like wherever you were when you snapped away, that's where you snapped back to, which made perfect sense. But like think about how many people died in that instant though that they when they snapped back. Because if you were middle of driving 5 years ago and then you snap back, your car's not might not be there anymore, but you're still in the
Yeah,
middle of a busy intersection.
yeah.
Oh,
That's
didn't
the
you just get hit by a truck?
that's the one thing they won't really go into. Like, what about the people that were in the air? What about the people that were,
Yeah,
because when now they showed that at the end of Infinity War during the post credit scene where the planes were crashing, they showed that, but they haven't showed like people just falling back out of the sky. But I get where you're coming from. I actually like, but the other thing I actually like too is okay, you snapped away, you don't know that you snapped
yeah. You're
when you
not
come back.
aware of what happened. You're just poof, you're back.
Yeah. So and it was kind of sad because you see Monica looking for her mom and she doesn't realize that her mom didn't get snapped. So her cancer came back and she pretty much died while she was in the 5 years that it took.
That sucks.
Yeah, that actually sucks. But we do get to see more of the sword facility. We get to learn a little bit about it. Even though in the comics, if you are a comic book reader, sword is basically the is what they is the space command. It's basically the space version of Shield. So it was interesting to know that she was already a member of Sword. And they grounded her per her mother's request, which that it kind of makes sense. It kind of makes sense in the grand scheme of things of how her mom probably would have been like, nah, if she comes back, she don't need to be up there. She needs to be on her. She needs to mellow out first, and then she can go back and do regular missions. I thought them taking the time to do that was actually the smart play. And then they show one of my favorite Marvel characters, Agent Jimmy Woo. I love that guy. They treat him so bad.
Yeah.
Treat him so bad. But he's a good character because like he's clearly comic relief, but they actually have some good stuff with him in it. He's the FBI agent. If you watch the Ant-Man movies, he's the FBI agent that really wants to be friends with Scott Lang, but Scott don't want to be friends with him. It's hilarious. It's really funny, and he's played up for somewhat laughs in this episode. They do show the return of Darcy. That's Kat Dennings' character from the first two Thor movies. She's back, and she's the one who actually figures out that it is a sitcom. And that hand that we saw at the end of the first episode is actually her taking notes on that first episode. So it was cool how they had her figure everything out in her trademark sarcastic slash funny way. Um, and it was actually cool seeing her and Jimmy actually have a have a little bit of a team up. Like they understand stuff. The only thing I found weird was that at the beginning of the episode, Jimmy and Monica are the only ones that actually understand that there is a reality bubble there and nobody else does. I don't understand that. They gotta try to explain. I understand how Monica can do it because I know what her character is in the comics, I don't understand how Jimmy would have known that. Just being honest, did that strike you as odd?
Wait, that they didn't know what? I'm sorry.
The real when they first got to that where Westview was supposed to be, how they both knew that something was there that wasn't supposed to be there.
Oh, that people forgot that Westview existed.
Yeah, like they're acting like they don't even know, but like them two, I understand how Monica would know because that kind of tends into her what her power set's going to be when they actually give her powers. But I don't understand how Jimmy knew, and I just thought that was a little weird to me how he
Maybe there's something special about him.
not.
Maybe there's something special. Don't take away from his specialness.
I'm not. Because I actually, like I said, I actually like the character. Even in the comics, Jimmy is actually pretty. He's one of the better. I like him more than I like Coulson. Actually, in the comics, Coulson in the comics is kind of a bit of a. It, they do him wrong in the comics, but I like Jimmy in the comics. So we go through that whole episode. Now they do show little bits of flashbacks of the first three episodes where they show Wanda how she got in there, how Monica got in there, how she ingratiated herself with the cast, how they actually put her in there, and then they show when Wanda throws her out, and when Wanda throws her out, when we go back to that scene that was in episode three, she's like, "It's all Wanda." So basically, everybody is under the impression that Wanda's doing all of this. Now, I can say yes and no because yes, Wanda does have the ability to make like a little reality distortion, but she's not on that level where she can make like a whole side of the U.S. not know that this place exists. She's not that powerful. So something else has to be there. I was talking to a friend of mine the other day. He was thinking maybe Dormammu or Dormammu from Doctor Strange, since the whatever happens at the end of this series is supposed to lead into Doctor Strange 2 in the Multiverse of Madness, or Mephisto, which if you read the comics, he's Marvel's version of the devil. So there are a couple of places they can go with it, but I'm interested to see how exactly they wrap this up because it was becoming clear at the end of the third episode that Vision was starting to figure something ain't right, and they do pretty much say that Vision is dead. Like he ain't back. He's
He
dead.
ain't back. He dead. He gone.
Yeah, he gone. So she's basically revived him just to put him in this reality so she can have her perfect life, basically. So it's once again, I keep saying it's taking its little quirks from House of M, with Wanda pretty much going as close to insane as possible without actually being insane. Um, and I see how they're doing that. I'm wondering what's gonna happen when Vision fully figures out that he ain't alive and he's are they going to do it where he has to fight Wanda? I don't think they're going to do that. I think something else is going to happen, like the real big bad is going to come out or something. But
Mm-hmm.
it's very interesting. I will give it this. I think the people that are not liking it, they're not liking it because they want it to get to the point, and they don't understand that this is like they're trying to set the mystery to lead into the Marvel stuff that you like. That's why I said last week. I'm like, look, I think the reason why Marvel wanted to do Falcon and Winter Soldier first is to let people have their big MCU moments. So when they drop this, they can get, you know, once you get off of that cake, you can get something, a little bit different, you know. And I think them having to pull this one out first because of what happened with the pandemic, I think that's what's probably messing with people. But I'm enjoying it because the mystery is actually making sense now, and it's actually keeping me invested watching it.
And no, definitely. Like it's definitely made it more, I would say, interesting. Just because I definitely was not invested. Y'all heard my voice the last episode. I was like, I'm watching it because me and Jay talk about stuff. And what happened. They definitely this fourth episode saved it a lot.
Yeah, this is the episode they needed. I know you guys know that I don't really like long TV episodes, but I really think one of the things that's been hurting this particular series is the fact that the episodes are designed to be like sitcoms, and since they're designed to be like the 30-minute sitcoms, they kind of they in my opinion they need to be a little bit longer, but that's just my opinion. I think that's what hurt the first three episodes, honestly. But I am fully invested now. After seeing episode four, everything that I had an issue with in the first three episodes, I get it now. Um, so I'm actually interested in seeing what they do to wrap up these last five episodes, because we only got five more episodes. It's 9 episodes in total. And I think next week is they go to the 80s. I think they're supposed to be doing like Full House. I think it's supposed to be what they're doing next week. So this is going to be interesting, to say the least.
Mm.
Especially since now we know the beekeeper, who the beekeeper. Well, we never saw the beekeeper outside of the hazmat suit, but now we know what he is. Um, so it's going to be very interesting to see how they break out of that, and if it's Wanda being controlled or is she just really going insane at this point.
Yeah, what is that influence?
Yeah, and how is Doctor Strange going to figure into this, seeing as how this is supposed to lead into that? So it's going to be very. I wonder if they're going to actually have him show up at in the last episode. I don't know, but I wonder if they are.
I
Since
guess. Mm,
I mean, since it's supposed to be a lead, and I wonder if they're going to have him show up at all. I guess we'll just have to wait and see. But
yeah, he's got
so overall thoughts?
overall thought. Have some movement. Um, Finally coming together. I did like that one moment when she flashed and and like Vision was the dead Vision, and then it came back and he was like normal again for her. So you can tell like she's not even quite aware of what's going on. Um, it's not like she's not consciously doing this.
Hmm.
There's moments where she's lucid for like half a second, and then oh, if she's not doing this on her own and somebody's manipulating her, then okay. If she's doing this on her own, she is not consciously doing it on her own.
Yeah.
She's not aware, and she's solely protecting herself from her reality. So, because in Endgame, she popped in there, she helped wreak some havoc, and where she go after that?
Yes.
Like,
Like she never dealt with it. She never dealt with the
yeah, because
grief.
she
So
blipped away, right? She was one of
yeah.
the people who blipped away or snapped away. And she snapped back into a middle of a battle against the dude who just killed the love of her life.
To which she
She,
stomped a mud hole in him.
yeah.
She just
And then at the same time, like, how much did she really, really heal from her brother's death, her twin? So,
yeah.
like, she had a lot of messed up stuff happen to her within a very small period of time that would be perfectly understandable for her unconscious to kind of protect her and like, okay, in this happy little bubble, we're fine. But at this point in time, if she's conjuring vision, she might as well bring her brother back.
Well, that's
Like,
been rumored too. So
I
I
mean,
don't
because
know.
she didn't talk about her brother being dead, so
Yeah.
she was like, "Oh, I was a twin." So
Yeah.
she's accepted in this reality that her brother's dead. So I didn't. So at that point in time, maybe she is being manipulated because if she's making her perfect world, she would
She would have
have
brought her
vision,
brother
and
back.
then she would have had her brother to help with, be uncle,
Yeah.
whatever. So I guess we shall see how they go with it. I'm not really aware of all the canon and whatnot, so I'm just along for the ride. I put it out my Twitter, that that this is a work of fiction because no black person would have touched that force field. Like,
Hell no.
I'm just gonna put
Hell
my
no.
hand. Ooh, where? Okay, you know what? I'm not saying that we wouldn't be inquisitive about the force field. You would have picked
We
up a
wouldn't have
rock.
touched it. Yeah, we
If
would
without
have touched
touching it with my hand, I would have picked up a rock. I would have picked up a stick. I would have did all these other things, and I would have gotten a friend. Go ahead, touch it. Ah,
Yeah.
you do it. I ain't doing it. You do it. There would have been at least 10 experiments first before I would have touched that thing.
Well, the thing is, when the drone flies in and don't come out, that would be like, okay, you know what? I'm not going in there. So,
Yeah.
But yeah,
Don't do that.
like clearly there was the warning after you saw the drone fly disappear. You have no visual, and you want to go. Nah, I'm good.
No, I'm gonna touch it and I'm gonna get sucked in. No,
yeah. No.
These people completely forgot this town even exists. The drone disappears. But yes, let me touch this. You know about the things outside this world and in the wild stuff around. It's not like you're ignorant and you just are not aware. You are, Monica. You are aware of all the stuff. You're just like, okay, I'm gonna go touch it. Really?
Well, the other thing too is they make sure to let people know, like, look, we know the normal people know it's been a crazy 5 years in the Marvel universe. Like they're making like, look, we know about Ultron, we know about Avengers, about the Chitauri attack, we know about Civil War, we know about all this stuff. So it's not like they don't know that these things can happen. They know it. They make it a point to say that, to say, look, we know about what's been going on. So that's another reason why I'm like, why would you touch that? Like, for what purpose would there be for you touching that?
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, I think this is the if you want to watch the season, I will say this: if you don't like stuff that has like a little slower build, you may want to wait until the last episode so you can binge it. Because, like I said, the first 3 episodes, especially the first 2, you're gonna be like, okay, it's all right, but it ain't great. Especially if you're not a comic book reader. If you're a comic book reader like me, you kind of knew what was happening, so it was easier for me to be invested because I had an idea where they were going with it. But if you're just a regular casual MCU fan or just a regular casual TV fan of TV, you might want to wait until the season is through and then just binge it. Because I think it's better if you binge it. Netflix has pretty much corrupted all of us at this point.
Mm-hmm.
So I think it's a better thing if you binge it as opposed to waiting for week to week, because the first 2 episodes are definitely slow and the 3rd episode is a little bit better, but if you're a casual fan, you're probably just gonna be like, man, this is boring. I'm not gonna watch this. And I'm telling you, it's, as far as the thriller mystery side, it's getting way better. So, and to me, it's been getting better week to week. But that's just me. So, leave a comment. Let us know what you guys think about the 4th episode of WandaVision. Tell us, who do you think the real villain is? Because I think the Wanda being the villain is a red herring. I think it's going to be somebody a little bit more higher up on the cosmic scale. Just leave a comment, let us know, and we will see you guys next week for the episode 5 review. Peace out, peeps.
Bye.